So we made the changes that the client is happy with, and we're ready to get this ready to go to the press. There's a few things that we need to do. The first thing we want to do is make sure that we hide our bleed sim layer. And as a matter of fact, I normally delete it just to make sure it doesn't accidentally show back up, because we need that bleed space. Whatever the printer said, if they said 1/4 inch, we have to have that. And they are going to cut off 1/4 inch of our document. We're going to flatten this image so it's basically uneditable. It's going to look exactly the way we have it. One of the problems that can occur when you send layered documents to the printer is that they may accidentally turn a layer off. And it really changes the way that this document looks. It's not what we wanted. So when you flatten it, you can see exactly what they're going to get. So that's one of the steps that I like to take. Very easy to do. We just click here and we tell it to flatten the image. That can also be done by going up to the layer menu. And down here at the bottom, we can choose flatten image. The last and really a critical step for us now is we are in soft proof mode. The printer is often going to want a CMYK document. So we want to convert this and send them a true CMYK document. So in order to do that, we're going to go up to image, choose mode, and then choose CMYK. And color management is its own study. This box here is about what conversion format we want to use. And there are different ways to convert to CMYK. And if you're not familiar with it, this default of US Web Coded Swap is a really great default profile to use. So I'm going to tell it OK. And you'll see that we didn't see anything happen because we were soft proofing and Photoshop was showing us all along what it was going to look like. If you're not soft proofing, sometimes at this point you can have a huge surprise and all of the colors shift and it looks really kind of muddy and drab, and it can be quite the bummer when you've worked really hard to get everything perfect and then converting will change your colors and the feel of your image. By working in soft proof mode, we avoided that problem. So now we've got a really great image. It's flat, it's in the proper color space, so I like to just save this. File, save as, because we don't want to erase our good copy. And I call this flat CMYK. In this way, I still have my version with layers. So I'm going to save this. And normally this is what I'll send to the client and have them approve this before I actually send it to the printer. Because once they run a couple thousand copies of it, they get really grumpy about making changes. So you want to make sure you get your changes first. And I normally have the client email back to me something that has a copy of this image in the email in this color space, flattened, and everything looks exactly like this. And they write back and say, looks perfect, roll with it. And we go ahead and do that. And I've got that documentation that they okayed the image as it is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ends our chapter. We covered an awful lot, and we're going to review everything that we learned in this chapter in the next video as a wrap-up. You'll be amazed when you reflect back on this one short chapter how much we actually covered and how many new concepts we learned about working smart and non-destructively.